And joining me now to give an assessment of this big debate that's taken place in Parliament, both houses, on Operation Sindoor, is the grand old or the grand young man of Kashmir politics, former Chief Minister and President of the Jammu and Kashmir National Conference, Dr. Farooq Abdullah. Dr. Abdullah, it's been a long debate in Parliament, centered in a way on India's actions against Pakistan, but that cannot be discussed without looking at the situation in Kashmir, where that horrific attack in Pahalgam took place. So, at the end of this long debate, how do you assess it from your vantage point there in Srinagar? Have most of the questions been answered by this debate?
Rajdeep, thank you for putting me on your program. The debate was long. Opposition did well. They put their questions very clearly. Unfortunately, the replies were not that clear and many replies were not given.
No, any specific, when you say many replies were not given or
Pahalgam,
many answers were not clear, let's be specific. What is it specifically that Farooq Abdullah was expecting out of this debate that didn't happen?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. One, they did not fix the responsibility on who failed the people. Who was responsible for that happened there? And what action was taken against those people who were responsible for that, what happened in Pahalgam? The LG controls entire security here. Was he questioned? Was he taken to task? Were the other authorities that are here taken to task? How did this happen? That is one factor. Second, they took the name of the people who were killed by those terrorists, 25 and one Kashmiri who was a helper there, because he stood up and said this is wrong. He paid with his life. But they did not take the name of 18 people that paid the price of Sindoor, Action Sindoor. 18 who died from Poonch, from Rajouri, from Thanam, this Titwal area of our border, Uri. No name was, no mention was made about them. But this pained us.
But the fact is, Dr. Abdullah, the government says that it has given a strong response to Pakistan, deterred Pakistan in a way. That was the government's theme. The opposition's theme was the security lapses that led to Pahalgam. The government said, we've given a tough response to Pakistan and drawn a red line. We will not fall for Pakistan's nuclear blackmail. Does all of this to you actually mean that we have moved forward, or do you still fear that terror attacks in the valley will continue?
Look, if you go back, they removed Article 370 saying that that article is responsible for terrorism in the state. 6 years have passed since the article was removed. Have they removed terrorism? Is it wiped out? As the Home Minister 1 week before that incident took place had said that he has uprooted them from the roots and there will be no more terrorism. Is that correct? Is that what has happened?
No, so am I to understand that you're holding the Home Minister and the LG squarely responsible for Pahalgam and saying they didn't take responsibility for it? And thereby you're saying the government of Omar Abdullah has nothing to do with what happened in Pahalgam. That if there is responsibility to be fixed, it has to be fixed at the door of the LG and the Home Minister. Is that what you're saying? And that didn't happen in Parliament?
I think the whole nation knows. Omar Abdullah does not control security or anything like this. There's absolutely nothing to do. Even he is not consulted when meetings are held of the Unified Command, or when the Home Minister comes here and talks of the security situation, the elected chief minister is not called. What do you say about it?
But it's interesting, the elected
And
chief...
the promise to the state that the minute you have the election,
Yes.
that you will be given the statehood. Where is that statehood? Where is it? They promised it in the Supreme Court. Where is it?
But Dr. Abdullah,
How long do you
but
think
Dr.
we
Abdullah,
have
you will
to be in
you
this
will
position?
recall, Dr. Abdullah, that soon after Pahalgam, when Omar Abdullah addressed the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, he said this was not the right time to raise the issue of statehood because the country was grieving with the victims. Now we are 3 months out. Do you believe that this issue should have been addressed in that parliament debate? Would you have liked to see the parliament debate being the appropriate fora for the government to announce statehood for Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir?
It was the best time. I think the best time was when that thing happened and the whole Kashmiri people for the first time in 35 years rose against it and told our neighbor in one single voice that this is not acceptable to us. You cannot take us for granted and you cannot kill innocent people in our state. That was very clear. They should have at that time honored the people and returned the statehood.
Do you therefore believe that the way forward is to start with statehood? Is that what you are saying now? That this is the appropriate time to give Jammu and Kashmir statehood? Because there will be those who will say, given the fragile security situation at the moment, we still need to see whether the situation is fully under control.
Rajdeep, what are you talking about? What's happening in Chhattisgarh? What is happening in other states? Huh? You don't see terrorism there? They're still states. Why are we suffering? Why? Are we not part of this Indian Union? It's the only first time in my life since I have been part when India became free. That state's first state in the entire up to this time, Jammu and Kashmir was converted into UT and divided. I have known of only UTs becoming states, not the other way around.
But
this is injustice to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
you know, Dr. Abdullah, the government in its response, and the Home Minister in particular, has also pointed out that this government has avenged Pahalgam. The terrorists responsible for it, including the mastermind, have been killed. They've also targeted the terror bases in Pakistan. They've killed them in Dachigan near Srinagar. To that extent, will you at least give the government some credit that they have taken a strong step towards terrorism in a manner that previous governments perhaps did not?
Every government has taken strong steps against terrorism, always. No government of India has ever bowed down before terrorists. Let's make that clear.
But Doctor...
We have never bowed before terrorists and we will never bow before terrorists.
But it then comes back to it that after this debate in Parliament, the fiery nature of it, where is that all-party consensus on the way forward? How do we move forward is the big question that I ask. Part of the problem that I saw as an analyst on the debate was there was too much of talk of the past. What happened in 2008, 2006, 2003, even stretching back to Jawaharlal Nehru. Question is, how do we move forward, Dr. Abdullah? As someone who's seen politics in the valley for half a century, you've seen the worst of terrorism or militancy in the valley. How do you move forward?
I think I look forward by trusting the people. You must trust people. This is what I told Prime Minister when we met him while there was COVID, that we have to start trusting and the lack of trust must go. We are part of nation as Maharashtra is, as Rajasthan is, as Tamil Nadu is, as Bengal is, as all these states are. It's a union of states which is called India, diverse and yet united.
can cross-border terror and statehood go together? As long as there is cross-border terror, as long as Pakistan continues to pump in terrorists, as long as there may be some locals who may be supporting the terrorists, can statehood go together with that in your view? You mentioned other states, but other states do not suffer in the way that Jammu and Kashmir does from cross-border terror.
Well, give us the chance. Don't just sit on it. We have fought them before, given our lives, and we'll fight them again. We are not part of Pakistan. We are part of India, a democratic India, an India for all of us, whatever your religion, whatever your language, whatever your province or state. We are part of the nation, and trust us.
So is that your message to Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Shah after this long debate? Would that be your message? Start trusting the people of Jammu and Kashmir and restore statehood at the earliest if you want to really restore true normalcy after Pahalgam. Is that your message to them?
I would say the message to the whole India, not only to the Prime Minister and the Home Minister, but to every Indian. We have to live together and let's trust each other. The trust factor is important, and that must be created and not waited for.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Dr. Abdullah, because you've been pretty clear in where you stand on this issue. I hope those in power are listening to you, Dr. Farooq Abdullah. You're calling for the restoration of statehood at the earliest as a first step in a way towards moving towards a post-Pahalgam.
And Rajdeep.
Yes.
Rajdeep.
Yes.
I would also like to send message to our neighbor. Stop what you are doing. It is not going to create conducive atmosphere between India and Pakistan. If you want that conducive atmosphere to give up these tragedies of terrorism, if you do not give them, the situation will be worse and suffering will be worse of the people. Don't play with it.
Okay. Let me
Time
leave
has
it.
come.
Okay.
Stop.
Let me leave it there.
Stop.
You've sent a strong message to Islamabad. You've reached out to New Delhi. Dr. Farooq Abdullah, for joining me there from Srinagar, thank you very much.
God bless you, and may your program continue to help us out.
Farooq Abdullah there speaking loud and clear. Statehood for Jammu and Kashmir is necessary as a precondition for greater normalcy.